and welcome to the amazing Jewish race, and we are off to our next destination.
There are currently 250,000 Jews in Morocco. However, they are immigrating constantly into new communities and taking their customs with them. Morocco has been growing rapidly with Jews. It seems to be they fled from everywhere because of the intolerable situations. Fly to Morocco to find your next clue.
You must dress in standard attire
Jalabaya.
And participate in henna ceremony prior to a Jewish gathering.
It is Passover now, and you must celebrate like a Moroccan. You may eat rice for the rest of the day, but no other food with yeast, and collect salt packets while at the temple to represent the commemoration of the sacrifices in temple. Also, you must take part in Memona, which is a Jewish-Israeli tradition that came to be when North African immigrated to Israel.
Shalom and welcome to Morocco!
Congratulations, you are the first team to arrive. Here in Morocco, there has been a huge migration of Jews from North Africa and the Iberian Peninsula. Now, Jews of Moroccan descent are found everywhere, especially in France, Canada, Venezuela, and the United States. They have continued to try to bring their Sephardic and Mizrahi traditions into their new communities. Though they have eliminated their traditions, like all the salt packets in temple, they continue to celebrate events with henna and excessive couscous. Are you ready for your next assignment?
The current population of Jews in the United States is approximately 5.1 to 6.5 million, which is about 2% of the U.S. population. The first Jews immigrated to New Dutch, which is now known as New York, in 1654. The United States is composed predominantly of Ashkenazi Jews, which are from Central and Eastern Europe. Fly to the United States to find your next clue.
There are many different views of Judaism in the United States, especially considering it is the second largest Jewish community after Israel. It is your job to find the most commonly practiced rituals in the United States and participate in them.
It is still Passover. In the United States, it is celebrated for 8 days. Since the majority of the Jews in the United States are Ashkenazi, you will not be allowed rice or any other type of food containing yeast for the rest of the day. You must attend temple and you have your own Passover dinner to honor the holiday. Enjoy this day of relaxation. It will be completely different from the holiday in Morocco.
Your task is to visit many different Jewish communities, including conservative Jews, Orthodox Jews, Reform Jews, and humanistic Jews. What you need to do is figure out the main concerns of each sect and decide what is involved or is different about the sects.
Congratulations, you've completed your task in the United States. As you were told before, it is the second largest Jewish community in the world, and Israel, of course. Jews in America have held a major role in discrimination and civil rights movements in hopes of political support. Unfortunately, U.S. presidents haven't been completely supportive of the Israel and Jewish population. The Jewish community in America is becoming the largest in the world, and hopefully will have the full support of the U.S. government. Great, you have made it to your next destination. Welcome to Iran.
There are approximately 350,000 Jews in Iran, and Judaism is one of the oldest religions practiced in the ancient and historical country. Even though many Jewish families escaped Iran and migrated to other democratic and liberated countries, Iran holds a great deal of history containing Judaism and Jewish culture. According to the Book of Esther, the biblical scholars have commentated that the famous story of Purim took place in the lands of Iran. Now, you must travel by any means of transportation to the capital city, Tehran, in order to receive your second clue. Hurry before the next team catches you.
Now you are to attend a wedding service with cocktail attire and are to have salt sprinkled on your head,
Esfand,
to get rid of the evil spirit, and for good fortune and for health.
It is Purim now, and you must celebrate and commemorate this day like a Persian Jew would. Here is Iran. The tradition is not like the rest of the world's festivities. In Iran, it is rather a sad day, commemorating the day of Haman's lottery. It is also a tradition to tear one's clothing and fast in Iran, since the Jewish people of Shushan did this when the king of Persia was decreeing whether to let the Jew live or exile them out of the country.
Chatori Baba, welcome to Iran.
It was a tight race to finish, but you guys made it to be the first team to arrive. In Iran, after Shah was overthrown, most of the resident Jews fled and emigrated to either Israel or the United States. Today, Iranian Jews are residents in many countries such as Australia, United Kingdom, United States, and Israel. Even though Iranian Jews were in exile from their country, they brought their Sephardic and cultural traditions with them. In present times, traditions continue today include throwing rose petals at the bride, whipping scallions on Passover, eating cow tongue on Rosh Hashanah, and pelting candies at bar mitzvah. The contestants are now on the final leg of the race. After completing tasks that reflect the Jewish culture in countries all over the world, we are returning to the Jewish state in which Judaism is a mixing pot. Israel has formed our Jewish tradition with the combination of the world's Jewish traditions. Here you are to conclude the race and connect all that you have learned in other places about Judaism to the culture you will see here in Israel that formed our narrative.
Here you will complete a puzzle that encompasses Judaism and shows the creation of Israel and the Jewish tradition.
The parts of the puzzle seem to include the interactions between the Haredim, ultra-Orthodox, the traditionalists, and the secular. The U.S. traditions of having different sects and denominations of Judaism fit into the puzzle perfectly because it veers from the Israeli tradition. Israelis are seen as being very connected to Judaism because of the mix of people and their personal expression. Israel is made up of many languages, but is primarily Hebrew, although other languages are spoken throughout. It is said that the holidays aren't spent as much at temple in Israel. It is rather spent with different religious practices and family events.
These different practices, denominations, languages, and traditions make up each piece of the puzzle. We must remember where we have gone on this race, and each leg, and what type of traditions we saw. We must recognize these traditions within Israel and how it has formed the Jewish narrative. No, there's not one true tradition for a holiday or Jewish event, but rather there are many different traditions and beliefs that have come together in the formation of Israel, like the pieces of this puzzle. Finish!
Congratulations, you have finished the amazing Jewish race, and therefore you understand the formation of Israel and the Jewish narrative.